been digging deeper and deeper into both AI vendors and specific examples of what real world marketing teams are doing today to use AI, to use agents, to use automations. And Zapier keeps coming up. In fact, just today, maybe an hour ago, I published a blog. I write a blog at www.carilu.com, three W's, carilu.com. And I wrote about a specific research process that one really innovative marketer at Support Logic has rolled out, that started as a BDR research project and has really informed across the go-to-market funnel how they understand different prospects, personalize messages, and make their team much more effective. So on Zapier, amongst several that I've been looking at recently. So Wade, you guys just in the last week have actually rolled out some really big leaps forward in your agentic capabilities. Do you want to give us the highlights of the news?
Yeah, so last week we launched our AI orchestration platform. It integrates AI agents with over 8,000 apps. Zapier is the most connected platform that does this type of thing. And it allows users to add AI agents directly into those workflows. It enables those systems to intelligently adapt and make decisions rather than just following predefined instructions, which that was sort of the world pre-AI, where you'd have this like, if this, then that sort of style logic. Alongside that, we've added human in the loop controls via Slack. I think this is a really important mechanism if you're introducing agents into your workforce, especially if you want to do it in a trusted way. Oftentimes these agents are probabilistics. They're not deterministic, and so that means they may not do the thing you totally expect it to do. And so, as we start to deploy these things in uh, more and more riskier environments, you're going to want to have a mechanism to verify that these things are performing the way that you expect them to. So those are the two big announcements that we've had in the last week.
Well, and there's a third too, right? That
Oh
you
yes, our
are.
Zapier MCP server. We launched our MCP server earlier this year, and the really exciting thing is it's available in Claude. So if you are a user of Claude, which is a product from Anthropic, you can install the MCP server right there and interact with any of these 8,000 different apps directly. So it can be simple things like, hey, can you tell me what's on my calendar for today? Okay, hey, I haven't caught up with this person in a while. Can you tell me more about them? All the way to like, hey, pull this report from Salesforce or pull this data from HubSpot or do this action in this way. And so it really gives you a lot more. It gives Claude the ability to actually take action for you in the real world versus sort of just tell you the instructions for how to go do that thing.
And break down what an MCP server is for people who aren't as close to the cutting edge as you are, or may not have already be deploying.
Sure. So MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. It's a standard way for agents to discover and act on external tools. You can kind of think of it a little bit like, what APIs do for like SaaS servers or SaaS applications, like MCP does for agents. They can talk to each other in a particular way. So that's like the most simplistic way to probably describe it.
And so one of the things that's on my mind is just that there's this proliferation of agents. Salesforce announced their agent strategy last year. It was the basis for their whole Dreamforce. You've integrated now, and so you're providing the integration layer. It sounds like a bit behind Claude's agent capabilities. OpenAI, of course, is going to roll out agents. Potentially, all of our different platforms will roll out agents. One of the advantages of Zapier is that you're really horizontal. You've traditionally been this integration layer that cuts across all different companies. But how do you think that leaders are going to pick and choose their agent processes if there's kind of this proliferation of agent capabilities throughout their tech stack?
Yeah, I do think that you know one of the unique things that I think we are
Live TV.
Is that my internet,
No,
Julia, or is that
no, no,
Wade's
no.
internet?
It's
Okay.
Blades, yeah.
Okay, Julie and I were worried about my internet because I'm traveling, but it seems like we've lost Wade for a moment. So we will wait for him and talk a little bit more. I guess I'll just talk for a second that one of the things that I'm seeing is one of the reasons I'm running into people who are using Zapier is because they are trying to stitch together a lot of different platforms. And so some of the agents within a specific platform are like more optimized for that platform. So again, walking through a type of process that I've seen in two instances recently, that's a bit more of the AI. I don't know where, I guess some of the AI ends and some of the agents begin. Hey, we've got Wade back.
Hey, sorry
Perfect.
about that, everyone.
Yes, no problem. So I
Uh,
was just thinking about some processes that I've seen recently where people are starting in Salesforce and they have a button that like creates an analysis of a sales call or a sales account planning or starts research for sales in their Salesforce instance, but then goes out across a lot of different systems. And it might go out across Perplexity, it might go out across OpenAI, it might do searches on SEC databases. So it's really moving horizontally and moving through
yeah,
a lot of different types of services to bring things back. And then what I'm seeing with a lot of the innovators is that um, the more stepwise they create their process, if they break it down into smaller steps, they're finding that there's A, less hallucination, and B, they're able to optimize different steps with different LLMs so that they find that there's better results from some of them. So I guess I was saying
yeah,
that my own personal opinion, I think that like some of the horizontal tools might win the agent war because really no one is a single platform company as much as Oracle or Salesforce, wish they would be. But
yeah. I
give me the
spot on.
official
Like, I think
answer.
that totally. Like, I think we all have this dream of like, oh, I'll just delegate this like super high level task to an agent. It will go figure out everything for us. And I think, maybe we'll get there. But for where we're at today, folks are getting the most benefit by doing exactly what you described. Like, break the tasks down into very discrete bits and then assign an agent to each one of those and then orchestrate those steps as you go. And then to your point, you can, test and tune each bit along the way. And I think this is where like, we're seeing a lot of success is helping our customers do that orchestration across all these different tools that they have, because the reality is, they've got some data over here that has really important access to information. You need to do a web search over here. You maybe need to do two or three different web searches, but each of those need to be their own step because the agent starts to hallucinate if you try to combine all those things. And so that ability to break it down into chunks is like a really important skill set, I think, for folks who are wanting to go deploy agents in the future.